to this week's Construction Bulletin on Africa, brought to you by Construction Review, Africa's leading construction journal. In this week's news, West Africa's tallest hotel opens, new terminal to improve services at Julius Nyerere International Airport, a mega luxury hotel set to transform the East African coast, Liberia's president breaks ground for a vocational training center, Menengai geothermal project gets a $117 million boost, and finally, Kenya-South Sudan oil pipeline in the offing. Welcome, I'm Yvonne Andiva. We begin this week's bulletin in Nigeria, where West Africa saw the opening of the tallest hotel in the region. The recently opened Intercontinental Lagos Hotel stands tall above the skyline of the Victoria Island and is an architectural wonder on Kofo Bayomi Street. The Global Intercontinental Hotel brand comes in with a much-needed difference that will benchmark standardization in the hospitality industry in Lagos and Nigeria at large. Didier Cohen, General Manager of the Intercontinental Lagos, said, Lagos is an important destination for the Intercontinental Hotel as one of the world's most exciting cities, offering world-class facilities and infrastructure and future growth potential. In Tanzania, the construction and completion of Terminal 3 at Julius Nyerere International Airport, JNIA, in Dar es Salaam is set to open up activities and other sectors in the country. Speaking during the opening of the Tanzania Airport Authority's 5th annual meeting in Bagamoyo, the chairman of Ministry Advisory Board of Tanzania Aviation Authority, Engineer Lambat, said that the construction and completion of Terminal 3 at the airport will, apart from changing the aviation industry in the country, help to boost the economies of other sectors and the whole country. He said that the project, which has been in the government pipeline for years, will ensure that JNIA meets international standards and that this will also attract a large number of investors in the country. Over to Kenya, Mombasa upmarket real estate is headed for a major transformation after the launch of a 5-star luxury $15 million marina recently. Property developers say the project will raise the sector's profile with a 3-bedroom apartment at the marina going for between $415,184,000 and $688,019,000. The English Point Marina will be a fully serviced luxury hotel offering private and commercial yachts and give boat owners the luxury to dock in a service yard in mainland Mombasa. The marina, set on a 4-acre piece in Komani, Nyali, overlooking Fort Jesus, will be completed in November, and bookings for the 96 3-bedroom apartments are reported to range between 30 and 35%. In Liberia, Liberian President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf has broken ground for the construction of a new $10 million Monrovia Vocational Training Center MVTC campus, aimed at helping Liberia achieve its transformative goals. The new MVTC, covering 6,000 meters square, will include 2 3-story buildings, one for teaching and training and the other for faculty dormitory and a 2-story students' dormitory. The entire project is being financed by the government of People's Republic of China. Speaking at the ceremony, President Sirleaf said its completion of the MVTC extension will help provide the skills needed for private sector jobs, which in turn will enhance and promote economic growth and development. In South Sudan, Toyota Tsusho, the trading arm of the Japanese automaker, is to construct an oil pipeline from Sudan to the Lamu port. Speaking to the press, South Sudan's Commerce, Trade and Industry Minister Garang Ding Akwong said the decision was arrived at during a meeting between President Salva Kiir and Toyota's chairperson Junzo Shimizu during Kiir's recent visit to Japan. Mr. Akwam said the president met and held talks with the chairperson of the Japanese Toyota company and discussed a number of issues, and that the chairperson of Toyota company accepted to construct the alternative oil pipeline to the Lamu port. The government of South Sudan is yet to reveal the amount of money required for the construction of the oil pipeline, estimated to be around $4 billion. We cross over to Kenya again, where increasing growth of Kenya's geothermal energy has continued to attract international interest in the recent years, with the World Bank having recently pledged to inject an additional $170 million to the Menengai geothermal project to speed up drilling and exploitation of eco-friendly energy. World Bank's pledge comes at a time when the project developer, Geothermal Development Company, GDC, is intensifying efforts to seek investors to build power plants, with the project aimed to produce 5,000 megawatts by 2030. Speaking during a recent tour of Menengai project, Nathan Bilete, the World Bank's Sustainable Development Sector leader, said they will support the project as they are satisfied with the current progress on the ground. Thank you for choosing to watch Construction Review News. For more news, the digital version of our print edition, a directory, and much more on the construction industry in Africa, please visit www.constructionreviewonline.com. Until next week, I am Yvonne Antigua.